It's Friday afternoon, which means it's time for your favorite comedy talk show, The Random Kristian Show. Today, The Random Kristian Show is interviewing actor James DuMont. The Random Kristian Show is brought to you by Mrs. A's Famous Salsa Buena. Just visit Mrs. A Famous for recipes and to find out where to find it near you. The Random Kristian Show is proudly supported by Colonel James Neal Broadus' The Advisor. This group is a great resource and network for creatives. Find The Advisor on Facebook today. Intro music provided by the Dead Campers. Check them out on Spotify or at deadcampers.com. Go to creativecoatingskc.com to get your logo and brand on all sorts of promotional products. Now here's your host, Kristian Random.
Yes! Hello! Welcome to a Friday edition of the Random Kristian Show. It's usually on Fridays, but I'm just saying that so it sounds more random than...
Well, no, that's true. You never know what Fridays we're going to be on.
But hey, true.
Yeah.
See, it's a gamble every
It
time.
is.
It's like Vegas.
Right.
It's so, except you don't lose here, you win.
Right.
Most of the time.
Kind of a something.
Every now and then.
Right.
Randomly you win. It's in the name of the show, for God's sakes.
Right.
Andrew, welcome to the show. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, Kristian. How are you, man?
I am doing excellent. I'm more excellent every second we're here. So,
That's awesome. Yeah.
Because then I'm not there.
Well, yeah, and I'm sure we missed each other. We didn't have a show last week.
I know, dude, and it felt like forever.
Right.
It's lonely. Sad. Lots of times. I tried calling, you wouldn't answer. It's fine.
No, that's true. Yeah, I blocked you. So, yeah. Can you not drink while I'm done?
I'm thirsty. I'm
gonna make it a goal to make you spit out your drink at some point during the show today.
And then
right.
blurry lens, and it'll be amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Your lighting is still so much better than mine. It's really pathetic.
It's that beautiful organ. It's that beautiful Oregon sun that's really trying hard to peek through the clouds right
now. Studio light would make you look a lot paler, Andrew.
Right? Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Even with my olive Mediterranean complexion, I am the whitest Greek you will ever see.
But if you get the right lighting like I do.
No, it's true. Yeah. No,
you're the biggest white guy ever.
You're straight out of Lord of the Rings right now.
Oh, yeah.
My precious. I have my penis. So beautiful.
What? Tita's precious?
Oh, there. See, you do that way better than I do. But, I'm trying to avoid copyright infringements, Andrew.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, of course, I have to go and talk like Homer Simpson.
Right.
All right. Shut up, Christian. All right. Very excited. James DuMont is on the show today. Yeah, that's right. James DuMont. I did not realize how much. I mean, I recognized him, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember him. Jurassic World.
Right.
And, not only caught parts of Deepwater Horizon, but I was like, oh, yeah. And, what? He's been in so many movies.
Well, it was funny when his manager sent over the email that he was interested in the show. I literally just finished watching Jurassic World.
That's right.
I finished. I came into the office and the email was there, and you're like, "Dude, check this out." I'm like, oh, James DuMont, Jurassic.
I know that.
Wait a minute, I literally just watched this, and then. Went to see where he was. I'm like, oh my god, because I remember that scene too because my son is in his kaiju phase right now, so we're going through all the Godzillas, we're going through all the Jurassic Parks, Jurassic Worlds, kaiju, large monsters on screen.
Okay,
yeah,
for us old people that don't understand the hip new lingo of
it's not. They've been calling them kaiju for as long as they've been. So
not anyway. Big fake monsters and
not guys in suits destroying miniature cities. No.
Yeah. because that's what we called it back
Yeah,
then.
the preferred nerd term of the large monster on screen is kaiju. Thank you very much. So we've been showing him again all the new Godzilla movies that have just come out, the Jurassic Parks, and then we graduated to Jurassic World. We had just watched it, got the email, and I'm like, holy crap, James is going to be on the show.
Yeah.
Then the questions just started. Like I have 100 questions for this.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm only going to be able to ask 5, but it's
4.5.
Okay. I only get 4.5 now.
Yeah.
Okay. So I won't be able to
Four
finish
and 3/4, but I cut you off before the last word.
Why do you?
Nope.
It's my half question.
And then we just.
Right. Red alert.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay.
Red alert.
So yeah, as you can tell, we're like really nerding out on this.
A little bit.
It's yeah, because we're like, dude, did you see that movie? He was in that movie too. Anyway.
Right.
Anyway, so yes, we're very happy, very excited. And just talking to him beforehand was, I mean, this is going to be a great conversation. We're very excited.
Yeah.
And it makes you kind of hungry, doesn't it, Andrew?
Well, a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. Well, and our watchers, our listeners know that we like to do that. We like to find those fun sort of potato chip flavors, and I found 2 this week.
Yeah. Okay. See, you get to find the fun flavor.
Bacon grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Lay's.
Yes.
I'm going for it. I'm not even going to talk.
Just dive in because we got nothing to lose here.
I'm not
except
getting
me.
Oh wait, there's the bacon.
Oh.
Oh man, I don't think I've ever described a potato chip this way. It's transcendent.
I want one.
No, here, Chris, have some.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Kansas City's far too far from the Pacific Northwest. Andy, you're gonna have to move closer and find me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. I taste everything. I taste the bacon. I taste the cheese. It's fantastic. My cat's here. Hi, cat.
Ladies and gentlemen, the black cat of Instagram.
All right.
She is
There's Shadow.
our star, Shadow.
All right. I also found. I can't see these because my green. I'm going to try to get in front of it. Fried green tomato chips. And these are the wavy lays.
Well, nobody will really know because we can't see it, like my soda.
Oh man, these smell better than the bacon grilled cheese.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's bacon grilled cheese.
All right. There's something about a ridged potato chip that what? What are you laughing about?
Know, we keep chewing with your mouth open.
Because I'm trying to describe it as I'm talking.
I have the same problem. I was like, oh,
would you rather I not? Is it rude? Am I being rude?
It's just kind of funny, I guess.
Do I need to turn off my camera?
It tickles me, Andrew. It tickles me very much. Very, very few things in this life tickle me. And
does this make you feel better?
No, I can still hear it.
Dude, these are better.
No, they're not. Dude, that's not bacon.
It's not bacon, but
it's not cheese.
There's more flavor on the wavy lays. There's just more flavor here.
Oh, the other ones weren't wavy, were they?
No, they're regular.
Oh, there is and why is that? Why is the wavy chips better? I mean, they're crunchier.
I think it's just what a chip is. It's the wavy just captures the flavor better.
I think it's the crunch.
That too. It's a thicker chip.
Yeah, we'll have to ask James.
Right.
What's better, a regular potato chip or?
That could be a random question of insanity.
Oh.
Wavy versus regular.
Well, we'll ask it during the show.
Right.
We've already notes, and I'm sure he's already making notes and sampling.
Right.
Like, well, I happen to have a wavy chip and a regular potato.
Yeah. So you can't lose with either of these chips. If you see the fried green tomato or if you see the bacon grilled cheese. They're both really good. However, if given a choice, I'd go fried green tomato.
Hurry, Andy. But
Oh, okay, all right. Hey, I know. I'm sure Tony Adams,
Tony,
the
I was
bacon,
gonna say, Tony Adams,
bacon whisperer, would love these,
he's usually watching and listening. So
right? But
I'm surprised
man,
he isn't, to be honest.
oh, God, they're both really good.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna smell the bag. I'm gonna be weird and smell the bag. I'll show. I'm sorry.
So Mr. DuMont.
Right.
Hold on. Oh God. Yeah. Oh, what are you? Who are you? What? Oh yeah, yeah. Jurassic World. Whatever. All right, fine. That's great.
Right. So you're an actor. Okay. What else? What kind of potato chips do you like? No.
Have you ever had these chips? They're amazing. So Andy gets the fun part of the show where he gets to taste flavorful, fun, delicious things, as to where I get things picked for me
Oh, ouch.
to enjoy from our craft services provided by Mr. John Doss.
Right. What did he have for you today?
This week we've been given Turkish munchies. It is a variety pack. It looks like that I had to pop. It was taped, so I had to open it before the show.
Of course, right? Reduce time, of course.
And I just realized that there was a list of some of the things on here, so I'm just going to open it up. Turkish munchies.
Okay.
You can find this on Amazon.
Okay.
So if any of these things sound appealing, I'm not going to eat all of them today, but I figured I'd sample a few things.
Are they so they're different? It's like a C's candy or something like that. They're different candies inside.
They're snacks. They're snacks.
Okay.
Some of them have interesting names.
Okay.
Like Nuts Party.
It's essentially what this podcast is.
I'm gonna hold that one off for the After Dark show.
Okay. Right.
So
we're not having a nuts party?
No. This is all right. We'll try this. Azavac corn. It's a crunchy chip. It's not green, so everybody should be able to see this.
Yep. No, it's a little blurry, but we see it.
Say it's a little blurry.
Yeah, but it looks like a conventional peanut with the shell on.
I'm assuming. I'm going to open the bag and find out. I mean, there's no real description of the flavor. It just says corn snack with peanut.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So it's. Let's see it. Roll with it.
I'm opening. And there it is.
Oh, okay. Is there something in there?
I don't know.
Oh,
anything.
It's like a corn puff with peanut inside.
Maybe.
Go for it. That wasn't a good face. You got to give it 3. Remember?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how is this a snack? Okay. Imagine eating probably the driest. Okay. Imagine eating sand. Very dusty, light, fluffy sand.
Right.
That tastes vaguely of peanut butter and styrofoam. Oh, I mean, it dries out your sinuses. It's
that's okay. Well,
okay.
Thanks, Doss.
Yeah. Oh.
You know what would be really good to wash that down with? Aside from your bubble water.
I'm afraid to ask at this point. I've already got Nuts Party on hold over here.
Mrs. A's Famous.
Oh, it would.
That would be the best thing to wash down.
Because it would totally remove that horrible dry flavor in my mouth.
Yeah.
Yes, Mrs. A's Famous Salsa Buena. Anywhere from the Pacific Coast to the Rocky Mountains. You can find it. Just ask for it. If you can't, and tell them you need it.
We have 3 flavors out right now. You got the medium, you got the hot, and Christian's favorite, the salsa verde. Now you put that on like a flank steak, didn't you?
Did I?
Or something like, or like a strip steak or something like that.
Oh
right?
yeah. We made some like fajitas.
Yeah. So Mrs. A is great. Her website, Mrs. A Famous, has a bunch of recipes on there. You've seen her on the show before. She's cooked amazing dishes that we could not try because we're not in the same place as her. But it's amazing. It is the best salsa. She sent us some. We tried it on the show. If you can order it, if you can find it in your store, get it. Oh, the 2 new ones that are coming out, you mean?
2 new flavors coming out. Yep.
The mango pineapple and the red delicious. I didn't let you suffer through
it.
It wasn't there. Did you have it or no?
I have not had it yet. No.
Well, no, I'm saying, but was it in your brain? Were you
I was once you started going out and down, I'm like, 2 delicious new. So it's best that you just take the lead on this.
Right. But MrsAFamous.com, you can find everything you need to know. If it's not in your store, if it's not in the refrigerated section of your store, go ask.
Yeah.
Because they can get it for you.
Right.
To say, hey, where's Mrs. A's famous salsa buena? And you say, oh, we don't have that. Let's try it and get it in there. It'll happen. So MrsAFamous.com. Again, recipes are on there. 2 new flavors coming out this year. We can't wait to get them. And try them on air for you guys. But as soon as they get out, because mango pineapple salsa, that's my thing. Like if we do taco night, I need mango pineapple salsa.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I do.
I'm not a fan of the sweet and spicy.
Oh, no, that's my jam.
It's just not.
That is my jam.
Oh, no, my wife is all over
all sweet and spicy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She loves that stuff. So yeah, and she will be coming back to the show here in a couple of months. She's out pushing the product and doing demonstrations. Go to her website, MrsAFamous.com. You can get the recipes that she makes, which are all so, she makes it so incredibly easy, but they're so amazing. We've tried a couple here at the house, and my wife's like, well, this isn't, I said, let's just try it her way. And she's like, well, yeah, it's easy. And it was very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Is it all homemade, fresh, picked out of a garden stuff? No, not all of it, but it. That's all I'm saying.
That's all we've had.
Yeah. Right. Or looked at and watched people eat. So, yeah, MrsAFamous.com. Go find it.
Yeah.
All right. So, because I'm looking through the box, this seemed to be the next most interesting one.
Oh, sure.
It's called Crispy, but Baharatli Kubuk Cracker.
Oh.
Stick crackers with spices. This could be. Well,
you going for it?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and they're small, so I'll do.
Yeah. Do a good. There you go. It's like a pretzel stick.
Oh.
Go for it.
Oh.
Go for it.
I'm going. Oh.
You like these? Oh, he likes them. Mikey likes it. Everybody.
Oh, I'm just making sure.
Hold on. Easy, killer. Easy.
Oh, struggle. Oh. They're small, so you gotta try a lot. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that there's something going on. Oh my god. They're really good. You know what I'm
And I got crap for eating with my mouth open.
I'm covering my mouth with
Now you are. No, I've seen stuff that I can't unsee now.
It's also known as seafood.
Right.
Okay. Now, no jokes. They are a little dry, but they're crackers.
Oh, yeah.
No, they're actually really good.
Okay. Well, yay for those Turkish snacks.
Yeah. Compared to the corn peanut
Right.
styrofoam.
But we're not here to eat in front of you.
No. We're here to pump you up. Oh, no. We're not.
No, we're not. No.
Sorry, that's another copyright infringement. No, we're here to talk with an amazing gentleman, an amazing actor. You've seen him.
You have. You've seen him.
He's been in so much. Oh my gosh, Precious Gemstones.
Righteous Gemstones.
Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah.
That's like the third. I practiced it and I said Precious Gemstones. Anyway.
Yeah.
Righteous Gemstones, Jurassic World.
On HBO, it's in its fourth season?
Fourth season, yes, sir.
Fourth season? Yeah.
Oh, good. He was in Speed, Primary Colors, good Lord, Ocean's 13, Dallas Buyers Club. All right. No. Deepwater Horizon, Matt Damon, War of the Worlds. Just so many. And TV series. He's working on something right now. He can't even tell us about it. That's how cool it is. Hello. Right. That's how cool he is. So let's bring him in. Where is he? I got to find the camera. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, James.
Hey. What's going on? I thought I was at the Random Unboxing Show. I didn't realize.
You caught us on
TV. Is this there's chips, and the answer is wavy. And
yes.
I think prehistoric creatures like to be referred to as big boned. I don't think
that's right.
I think it's just without pissing off any prehistoric. We're not trying to prehistoric people. Animal furries, whatever. Yes. Oh my God. I like how it's like precious gems plus gemstones. I see where you were going there.
Right.
It's like it was close.
He was gonna get it.
Realized that this was an unboxing show. Like, well, we got this, and I was like, wow. And then I'm like, oh shit. I'm sorry. Oh darn, that's one. I got my one.
Right.
I told you. Yeah. They say it's a sign of high intelligence, and I believe it.
Yeah.
It was funny because the chips, I was like, well, I do have this leftover smash burger bacon cheeseburger. I was like, wow, like he's got the chip. I got the real deal. So you can, you can sniff that bag all you want, sir.
Yeah.
I got the real Magilla right here.
Right. Hey, so James, you're in the chip aisle. What flavor chip do you go for?
Because I'm on a seafood diet because I see food and I eat it. No, my go-to, my wife is she's a wavy lays. So like that's, like I'll bend in that direction.
Yeah.
I try to stay away from chips. I've just been really good. I've lost like 25 pounds,
Ozempic.
No. Yeah. So it's like Pilates, boxing. I do boxing in New Orleans. Boxing,
nice.
And Ozempic. It's like a good combination of the heavy cardio, and then you got to stretch your body, and then you just jab yourself with a pin once a week, and no, it's not. It wasn't really for weight loss. It just was a byproduct of it. Just didn't want to be in the old diabetic woods, and I want to stick around. So I'm working on the third act of my career. I'm 180 films and TV shows in.
Wow.
I just looked at it the other day, and I just finished my 80th movie, and I'm on my 75th TV show. Although I've done multiple episodes, I did 20 episodes of Gemstones. So and then multiple episodes of other shows. So I'm over 100 episods of TV, which is kind of a cool thing.
You've done network. You've done
network pays. You want to know what got me? You want to know what got me through COVID and the strikes? Network television, which, by the way, now is a dying thing. Like there's 134 active shows that are all over the world. And when I put them up on the board, because I'm a businessman and I have to figure out, rather than be triggered and reactive by where everything's going overseas in Canada and whatever, I'm like, okay, these are all the shows that everybody's doing.
Right.
And 134 shows, NBC 3.
Right.
Yes, 3. ABC 3. Netflix 24. Apple 20. You know what I mean? Like it's so clear where it's gone, you know,
Yeah.
and now there's a thing of like, acquiring films, what the Duplass brothers and also Danny McBride with Tires, the Rough House people with Tires is like the new model is a model that I'm happy to say that I'm part of the heritage of it, which is independent television. My great uncle was Alan B. DuMont, who created the first and only television network, period.
Oh, wow.
And there were independent shows on there that gave people a platform and opportunity that didn't exist at that time. First African-American host of a TV show was an African-American woman on the DuMont television network. Also an Asian-American woman. They were both doing cooking shows. It was a little racist in a way. But the point was they were put on television. They were faces of, and people watched on a regular basis. People that were blacklisted were on my uncle's network. So, the idea, I've always been waiting for someone, and I should have been the person to kind of do it, but I've always been waiting for someone to, independent television can be like independent film, which is if you know who your audience is, and you make a product for that audience. And now even the Duplass brothers, with Penelope, I think it's Penelope, that's what it is. They ended up, like their audience, they have their own streamer. You just subscribe. You can watch it on a pay-per-view, just like you're doing a movie.
Right.
So it's like it's old school independent, and therefore you can tell the story that you want to tell and not get canceled. Dan McBride is smart enough to go, look. As I was writing halfway in, I was going, seems like we should stop here. Finish. Like, you know what? We're up. Let's quit while we're ahead. It took people a long time to kind of catch the show. We were I was just saying this to an actor who's on another HBO show that I'm on right now. And it was like, I was like, yeah, your show, everybody loved your show and nobody paid attention to our show. And we're in the same network. Right. I was like, but now your show is gone and the other show is gone. And now they're talking about us, Schitt's Creek is gone. Barry is gone. These other shows are gone. And you're just like, so it was fun to be able to kind of go out on top. The other thing I don't know if you know is that my son is on the show as well. He plays Gemstones. So
we were just talking about that before you had come on.
Yeah, we're both on the same. We're both on the same show. What did you unbox that? I missed that.
What we were about to. We were hoping to get to it naturally in conversation. What's it? So this has been the family business, right? Your dad setting up the network.
Yeah. My great uncle, and then like my dad was like a photographer and kind of business innovator. But like my sisters were also in big media advertising. They were like they thought this cool thing called cable would be a great place to advertise.
Right. Yeah.
And this new thing called the internet would be the replace cable for advertising.
Yeah.
That worked out pretty well. So they both did well in other countries. And I'm just struggling to get on a bus to go from one city to the next.
Right.
They're like, you can come with us.
To Hollywood Boulevard and
I can't not be an actor. I got to do this thing. I got to tell stories. I'm like, I got a different path. So yeah. So it's a great time, and I'm excited about what's ahead for both myself and my son, to see what my third act is, and he's going to be getting out of college next year. So, his career is being launched after 25 episodes and 4 seasons. Right. So he's doing a lot better than when I was getting out of college for doing theater. I had $200 one-way ticket to New York. That's what I had.
But you didn't start out too shabby though, because if looking at IMDb, your first credit is Blues Brothers.
Yeah. Hello. Uh-oh.
Oh no. Hold on, get him back.
We lost him.
I'm still here. Your technology. This says, are you on us again? What are we doing? What's going on?
We got you back.
You're back. You're back.
I'm back. So yeah, originally from Chicago, and all of us were kind of like Chicago actors trying to do everything. So it was like I was an extra in Blues Brothers, and then I got pulled up to the front and be one of the kids dancing in the street because I was up on the train platform in the beginning. Yeah. And so it's like one of those things, like they called me down. And so my uncle was the head of the CTA in terms of public affairs.
Okay.
I got an extra job being on the train platform while they're doing the dance, twist and shake, shake, shake. Here we go.
Yeah.
And so then all of a sudden one mom was like, oh, I didn't know this was going to be a whole day thing. My kid's got to go to dental surgery. Like, so they're like, does anybody know how to dance? I'm like, I do. They brought us down. They showed the dance move, and I got the thing, and I went from the big train all the way to the back train platform to right up smack up front in the dance routine. And I was like, I've been discovered. You know what I mean? Like all those ballet classes my friends were making fun of. I'm in this movie. So I was also an extra in Risky Business. And so was Jason. Jason Gedrick and I were extras on the night when all the Playboy Playmates were there, when he had all the hookers in the house.
Oh, yeah.
No way.
My role was like, does anybody know how to do a moped? I'm like, I do. I was like,
I got it.
Moped guy that's like the swipe that goes, and then I go in the house. And so it's like all of us Chicago actors was like Alan Ruck. It was Casey Samatko. It was Cusack and I went to high school together. Jeremy Piven and I were the same year at high school, although he was mostly a football guy, but his parents were really involved in improvisation. They were part of they started the group theater, not the group theater, but the Canvas Playhouse, where improv really kind of started. Right, so we were all just kind of Chicago actors just trying to do everything we can. But then Cusack blew up. He blew up big time, and Alan blew up later on with Ferris Bueller. So it was like, we were all, and then most of the guys from Cusack and Jeremy and a couple of other, the guy named Steve Pink, who's now a great director, Leeli Demos, and he went to New York. Everybody went to L.A. And then DVD Vincentis, who also now works for Ryan Murphy and creates shows with Ryan Murphy. They all went to L.A. and I went to New York. So they all kind of followed John and his thing, and I was cleaning toilets, in Hell's Kitchen. So it's like, I've been making my choices here. You see a pattern?
Yeah, right.
But I'm not hurting. I'm still get to do what I want to do, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, and the great thing, I mean, Cusack, that's a family business right there. Yeah. And he even started
a actor as well. Yeah,
he started an improvisational theater back in Chicago again, didn't he?
That's correct. Yeah, they were part of like the Piven, Joyce Piven and Bern Piven were part of the. I want to say it was from the University of Chicago, but like out of there was also Mike Nichols and Elaine May, and it was the original starting of Second City. That's where Second City it started at the University of Chicago, and then they kind of went off. So
yeah.
And so many amazing talents came out of there. Yeah. I actually went out and auditioned way back when I was in radio and comedy, and I missed my call because I had been out drinking with a couple of the other guys the night before, and they said, "Hey, it's been nice seeing you. Thanks." I was like, "No." That was a very long plane ride back.
Yeah,
but oh well. That's why you don't drink and do drugs, kids. So
the road less traveled.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it was a long road that was traveled too many times. So all right, now, so you spurn out of New York, and I mean, my God, you really, the list. I just kept going through, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean,
yeah, I call myself the Forrest Gump of actors. Hey, DuMont in this thing? Like I'm in Dubai, and all of a sudden Speed shows up, and my friend's like, "Yeah, I'm in Japan," and they're like, it's like, and lo and behold, there's Catch Me If You Can. Should have been a pilot. It's like, oh, okay, it's like I said the Forrest Gump of actors because that was the other. Remember the joy of that movie is like he just kind of shows up in these like things. So that's kind of how I kind of look at it. It's like I'm trying to transition myself from that guy to that's James DuMont.
Yeah. Right.
And like there is that thing of like, somebody years I've been doing this. I've been creating this TV pilot that I just keep stopping and starting. And one of these days, I'm just going to just put them. I put a few episodes up, the little segments of it on my Instagram page, James DuMont, DuMont, and it's the what it's like to be that guy, to be between somebody and nobody is that guy, and it's a really kind of cool. It's a cool and a tough place because there's times where like, I just finished doing the an opening weekend of this movie we're going to talk about today, Unit 234. And I've been on red carpets where I'm in the movie and I just get bumped off from the skanks of Beverly Hills. Like, oh, the skanks of Beverly Hills are here. It's like, oh, and Eric Estrada is here. I was like,
Right.
Estrada from Chips and the soap opera. I'm like, yeah, and I was like, I'm in this movie,
Yeah.
I really am. If you go watch the movie,
I'm on the tip sheet. Like I've just, yeah. So it's like it's a Rodney Dangerfield. Hey, I get no respect. Oh, So there's the fun of the anonymity and people not recognizing you. There's also I always call it that guy moment when I'm on a plane and they're like, hey, you look really familiar. Are you my son's soccer coach? And I was like, no. Hey, did we do that golfing tournament? I was like, no, that's not it. Oh, well, I'm an actor. And I was like, oh, anything I would have seen it. And I was like, I give him a short list. I'm like, War of the Worlds, Coach, Catch Me If You Can, SWAT, Seabiscuit, Dallas Buyers Club. And then the next thing he goes, speaking parts.
Oh.
And I said, so what kind of work do you do? Well, I'm a lawyer, mergers, acquisitions and stuff. And I said, oh, so you get coffee for everybody in the office?
Right. Yeah.
You go down and
so you do all the filing
down at the old courthourhouse there. Is that what you do for everybody? Huh?
You're the mailroom attendant.
You take everybody's lunch order. Is that what you do?
That's right.
Yeah. So it's just like when the guy didn't talk to me for the rest of his life.
And you had the 2 sugars with cream.
Yeah. So it's like then we don't speak to each other for the next.
You have a nice quiet flight.
Hey, you want to diss me? I can. I'm from Chicago. I can swing it right.
Swing hard, baby.
Yeah. So.
Are you Cubs or Blacks or White Sox?
There's not a. Is there another team in Chicago?
Right.
You are true Chicago.
What's their record been the last couple of years?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I never had a great time on the West Side. It was always like South Side. It was like my dad got stabbed after one game or something. Right. The other time, I had a $20 bill to go get food, and some kid grabbed it and ran away. I was like, see, this is why you never go to Comiskey Park. Like, this would never happen at Wrigley, ever.
Welcome to the Oakland Arena.
Yeah, exactly. So we don't talk about that other team, even though I have relatives that live in the suburbs who are friends of the Sox. There you go. It's a suburbs team. They're not a Chicago team. Sorry.
There we go.
Virgin Single team. Yeah. So
I was
we're
just
both from the Bay Area.
Week. Oh, Bay Area? Gotcha.
Yeah.
So,
we're originally both from the Bay Area, and we're both Oakland fans.
So you freeze your nipples off watching them because I've been to that Giant Stadium and man, the wind, holy moly!
Now, were you at Candlestick or were you at
Candlestick? Like
yes,
but that was we froze. Like we froze in the middle of spring. It was just
we used to go there.
Yeah,
and we'd have backpacks with all warm clothes.
Yeah,
we'd sit up in the high seats. And you'd see all the tourists down there in their visors and tank tops, and
they freeze. And then you walk down.
You watch the fog start rolling over the San Bruno Hills. You're like, here it comes.
No, and then
oh my God, it's so cold.
Like, their baseline. Right. I can see the pitch count. Then
all of a sudden you see a security guard going, all right, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. He just waves you through, and you're like, yes. You get down on third baseline. You're like, let's go.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, awesome.
So now you're a big sports fan, or you just
I mean, I enjoy it. My son was born in LA, so he's a hardcore. My son and my wife are big hardcore Dodger fans. I'm a hardcore Cubs fan. It's in the past.
That's their cross to bear.
We both cried when when they won. It was like my father's fathers. Get to see this, so that was great. I currently split my time between New York and New Orleans. I have a house in New Orleans.
Oh, wow.
I'm in New York right now, so for the weekend, and then I go back to work. So, it's like I kind of sports wise, I went to school in Boston, so I have a love. I went to the last Carl Yastrzemski's last game at Fenway.
Oh wow!
I saw Doug Flutie throw that Hail Mary pass at
man!
Boston. You know what I mean? So, as somebody who's not a Boston person, to watch Yastrzemski's last game at Fenway, the standing ovation, people crying, and then my friend of mine pulled me out of my dorm at BU. He's like, "Come on, man, let's go up to BC." I was like, "I don't want to go all the way up on the train," and then to watch. I was on the other end of the field, and there's no way that shot, that sidearm was gonna. And I was just like, everybody went insane. And then recently, when I've done 3 films for Peter Berg, 2 of which were in Boston. And I, had the pleasure of working with Mark Wahlberg, who's just up and down the street, fantastic.
Yeah.
He's yeah. I mean, there's just no better dude. So incredibly disciplined, very, very funny. I know all that entourage, Rasta Phil and the gang, like they should have gotten their show. Like that
Right.
justified that show. And then, when I did Patriots Day, Michael Beach and I, because Peter Berg had an event, Michael Beach and I were invited to go to, I guess it's now called TD Arena. So we went to TD Arena, and they had the championship basketball there from the Celtics, and so
wow.
and Michael's like from Boston, so we had this incredible kind of time there. And then when I did Spencer Confidential, I was in Boston for 3.5 months, during the winter time, but they put me down by the north end. So I had, I said to Pete, I was like, look, dude, I want to get all buffed up, because I'm and he goes, no. I want you to stretch that. I want your fat body. I want you to eat everything. Like, I want you to be a blimp. I want you to stretch that tracksuit like beyond comprehension. So he was giving me free reign to go, and this is why I'm losing weight. It's like taking me 5 years to burn it off. But
right.
But yeah, Spencer. So I built up this incredible relationship working with Peter Berg that we finish each other's sentences. He barely gives, like when he's coming over to give me a note for something, I started the sentence and he finished it, and I walk back. We don't even kind of like I meet halfway between the monitor and the thing. It's like. And then working with Mark has been a great experience. His brother James and I are a little close because he comes into New Orleans periodically. So, yeah, I've just had these, as my son would say, look, if you stop now, you should be really pleased with what you did. Yeah. But I was like, wait, I'm not done, dude.
Right.
You're like, hey, you little
I'm not going to pull a Hackman and retire here and go,
Yeah.
So things are just getting good.
Let the birds eat me. I'm like, I'm not done yet, pal. Yeah. So now I'm like working on the 3rd act, and I'm starting to produce some things again because I stopped producing for a while because I was literally just going from gig to gig to gig because I had 2 kids in college. My oldest is out. My youngest, Kelton's got one more year to go, and thanks to HBO and Danny McBride and Gemstones, I'm not worried about college. It's kind of covered. So
right, yeah.
So I don't have to take jobs that I don't feel. Out of necessity, not like they're banging down my door, but there was a time where, up until COVID, half my stuff was offers, the other half was all self-tapes. And I've been self-taping for 15 years and booked well over $1 million worth of work, residuals included, off of self-tape. So it's something that I've really kind of, this August, I will have been teaching for 10 years, focusing on just self-tapes alone. And now with COVID hitting, self-tapes are the norm. That's how actors are working every market all over the world. And so, I felt like when COVID hit, I brought my business online, and it was like, I did 18 and 20-hour days trying to catch up because I felt like I'm the guy that knows how to do self-tapes. I felt like I was the guy having water in the desert because it was just, it was just like, it just didn't end. But, now I'm on the other side of that, and I have like 2,500 students all over the world.
Wow.
So, and I myself, like I have a thing I'm going to self-tape here, over the weekend in New York before I go back to work. Is like, it's a 15 episode thing that I got, it's 3 pages, but I got to create this human being in the next 48 hours,
Right.
So that's what the plan is.
Yeah.
And we're holding that up. I did it, James. Thanks for, trivializing what we do.
No.
Yeah. So what's it like being on the same call sheet with your son? Like, who got cast in the show first, or did you get cast on the same day? You did?
Yeah, I did. And then he reminds me every step of the way. He goes, well, you're not a gemstone.
Oh.
You might have gotten cast first, but I'm a gemstone. You're a friend of a gemstone. You're an acquaintance. You're part of the Goon Squad. So we have this fun little rivalry thing, and I go, hey man, but your name is what again?
Yeah.
What's your last name?
Yeah.
And where's the derivative? Where do you think that name meant something to someone somewhere?
Right.
That triggers.
I'm not saying you didn't earn your audition, and that I coached, by the way, and gave you a really good button, of which they wrote into the episode. But yeah, other than that, it's all yours. You did it all by yourself. You've had no help from me whatsoever. You don't need my help. You can figure it all out yourself. No. I'm being totally sarcastic. He is the joy, my oldest too. My oldest, I call my pride and joy, and then, my youngest, I'm like, that's my boy, like a little kick up the old block. And they're both a combination of both myself and my wife for sure. But there's also just this beautiful individualization that happens where they're just this other, like, who are you? I'm not proud. Yeah. I'm in awe. Like, how did you
wait a minute? Where'd you get that from, you little?
Yeah, exactly. We're like, oh, that's so much better than I figured out. It took me a long time. When my oldest was like, Dad, I realized at 15, I'm responsible for my own happiness.
Like, geez, kid.
Excuse me, a baking powder? Like, what?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I was like, you figured that out at 15. You're responsible for your own happiness.
Okay. You're also responsible for your own food and rent now. Get out.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, good luck. Hey, go get a job. Go get yeah. So the point is, I'm just, I'm very, very grateful.
Pop.
Just grateful. The fact that I could be. My wife didn't go to law school. I think, I wouldn't have been able to kind of go on this kind of journey, and we wouldn't have this kind of life. And we have a very normal middle class life. There's baseball and there's school and and even when Kelton was he was in 2 high schools and he was going to do gemstones. So we're, and still pulled a 4.2. And I'm like, I would never be able to do what you're doing. So there is this thing of like, the fact that I get to still kind of tell these stories and, I'm in this journey. I'm a journeyman guy, I don't consider myself a character actor per se. In the sense that I play one character. I think Sly Stallone's a character actor,
right.
Well, I say and Tom Cruise is the last movie star for sure, but my favorite Tom Cruise movie is where he's cocky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's every movie. So my point is, I like the actor's journey of like, all actors do all kinds of roles, they're not one character, although because you're not the leading man, you're put into the you're a character guy. You're the character. I'm like, no, I represent everybody, dads, husbands, politics, I'm not the leading person, but I represent real human beings. And I think that's the kind of joy of all this thing is to go, go ahead.
Well, and that's one of the things I wanted to bring up. And by the way, for those listening on the audio version of this is actor James DuMont. I mean, my God, there's just a list of movies he's in. And he's got a Unit 234 coming out here soon.
Yep.
With Don Johnson. Now all the roles that I've been seeing, and I went and kind of refreshed myself real quick. Now there was quite a bit there where you were almost, and I hate to say this, you were almost typecasted. I mean, as the Southern racist man. Yeah. And I was just like, okay.
As I like to say it, the bureaucrat a-hole. Where can we get a chubby, bald, bureaucratic, racist DuMont?
DuMont! The name rings racist bastard.
Nothing smells racist like a DuMont. Yeah, it's one of those things where I did get caught into a little thing, and then they'll still call and I'll be like, why am I auditioning? Like, what?
Yeah,
just
right.
Watch the scene in Dallas Buyers Club when he's like, he's like, yeah, you're not my son. I'm glad you got AIDS. It's like, I think that should do it. That got Oscar. That got Jared an Oscar. Like, I think you can figure this out. But okay, I'll do it again. And it's like, so for me, I did get caught into kind of a drama thing for a bit, but also up until COVID, I was really on this like on fire supporting lead kind of thing. And I'm really glad to be back in that kind of sweet spot for me. Yeah. It's being the second banana to, like, for example, in Unit 234, it's like, I'm Leon. I am Don Johnson's driver, bodyguard, henchman, like I ride or die. I'm there for him, and the great thing is not a lot of dialogue, but I'm in all the scenes, which is great. Right. but I'm like working opposite Don, and it's like, it's being the supporting lead opposite that name character, which is really a good spot for me. And this other one that just came out, Unit 234 is out. It's still on demand. We'll be going to streaming in a little while, but it released in the movie theaters for a week as of last Friday, as a matter of fact. And then now it's on video on demand everywhere, and it'll be going on streaming soon enough. And I recommend people do it video on demand because it's just super, super fun. Also, I make money. We don't make money off of streaming. It doesn't help my insurance. Just so you guys know, I'm a working guy. Every dollar, and don't pirate it, please.
Yeah.
It does affect my kids' mental health and their dental and their, so these VODs are the better, good for everybody.
Right.
It's $7. No reason to pirate it. It's $7.
And you and the whole
Starbucks and go like rent the movie. It's a really good thriller. It has Isabel Fuhrman in, for those who are fans of the franchise. I mean, she's amazing. Jack Houston, who, Boardwalk Empire, Mayfair Witches, and now he just directed his first feature. It's a great thriller. Derek Steiner wrote this incredible script that's just has like 5 plot twists and turns. The movie is better than the trailer. The trailer is still great. Andy Tennant is our director, who's mostly known for Hitch and Sweet Home Alabama in terms of romantic comedies, but he tells a really tight thriller story, very well done. He also is the showrunner and director for The Bookie, the HBO. I think it's the HBO series. Yeah. And so it's I'm just really proud of it. We did it 3 years ago. We shot it in Grand Cayman Island, which is not a bad place to be shooting a movie, right? Especially a night movie at night, where 80% of it takes place at night. So James during the day can go get his petty license and learn how to swim with the sea with the stingrays. So for all those 50 to 100 job interviews or self-tapes that I do that I don't get, then you get a Unit 234 where you're in a 5-star hotel
ordering rooms.
That's right. And you're paying for $80 breakfast.
Yeah.
Right.
So where your per diem just doesn't go far. But the reality, as long as you put the sunblock on, you're good to go. Yeah. So it's one of those kind of vacation jobs, that don't come up. And there's some that I do where I change clothes in my trailer and I go work an 18-hour day and I change my clothes in the trailer and I never get to take a nap or anything or lunch break. So there's some jobs that you're just all over the place. This one, I had an incredible experience, and then the next one I got coming out is called Hunting Season. And that was lovely. A nice offer working opposite Mel Gibson. So here we are supporting leads. I got, what is it with the 80s?
Right.
I got Don Johnson, Mel Gibson. I was like, who's next? Cheech and Chong. I don't know. Like who's my next 80s co-star?
Right. Hey, could be Cusack again.
Exactly. We'd have lots. I
miss Cusack, by the way. Yeah. I just got to say, but he was like one of my favorites. Now, I just want to say this because and the movies that I have seen you in, I obviously not all of them, but and the shows, I'm trying to say this the right way. You really develop the scene. And I know I was giving you kind of crap about, you kind of got typecasted, but a lot of these roles that even the typecast where you were playing the racist guy, dude, you developed those scenes when you did it and you made everybody else. I mean, your parts strengthened so much more of those scenes. And it was just, I was just thinking back. At Dallas Buyers Club, dude, I was like, I was pissed.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my, what? And we're not going to get into the whole politics of the thing, but I was just like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, no, that scene.
I was seriously, I was enraged, and
the deal is, and there's some cool stories about that. Is and that's why we're here. Is all these fun stories that nobody knows about. I did something different, and thank you for that compliment. I really appreciate that because it's one of those things where I think this is that. Where the weirdness of being that guy is that you're kind of a utility expendable person.
Yeah.
When that's not the case at all. You have to hold when you're working with these people, and I've worked with, Bryan Cranston, Dame Helen Mirren, Jared Leto, Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, Leo DiCaprio. Like I can go down the list. You know,
Right.
when you're working in scenes with those people, you know, no one ever goes, "Man, the scene was great till that guy showed up." Like, it was all going well until Dumont opened his mouth, and then it all went to crap. You know, it's like, so you know, the fact that that gave me a lot of confidence. You know, like I did Ocean's 13, and there was a scene that got cut, and my scene was mostly with Al Pacino.
Oh man,
they redid it with Julian Sands, and poor Julian Sands. That was
Oh, that
but it was
awful.
like, you know, the reshoot, because there was this new technology in Soderbergh I've worked with before. There was this new technology that they had to introduce, and Al wasn't available. So, you know, Julian Sands came in and did it. And I'm like, darn it. And so it's already one of those things where, so when you work with these people, that was the only time I got starstruck, by the way. It was like, you know, like I was good. And then he knows it. Yeah. Oh, hey, how you doing? And he came in with like a, you know, $10,000 tuxedo, $200,000 watch, and he just walked by, and his cologne was. I was like, holy, that's how, you know, the Attica.
Yeah, right.
So it was like that was the only time I got starstruck. But my point in these things is that it's a great responsibility to kind of hold your own with these people. You know, and it's a lot of pressure. I feel like a closer in, you know, let's go back to sports again. I feel like a closer in baseball. Yeah. I mean, it's the World Series. It's the bottom of the ninth, and we're up. And everybody's been here all day. And I got to throw 3 masters, 3 mediums, 3 close-up shots. I got to throw 9 strikes here and get us out of the game, you know, and finish this thing.
That's a great analogy, by the way.
It's a great analogy because it's like, you know, you're sitting in your trailer. They're waiting for you to come in and do your thing. You know, this gig I'm doing now, it's like you know, the first day I didn't have much, but this next day I'm pushing everybody around in this whole scene. So it's like I have to be you know, all the things that are going on, I have to be kind of a force in there. So, you know, it requires, you know, a lot of preparation. Like now, you know, like as we're here, I got an email that came and I'm like, oh, I got another audition. I'm like, yay. And then I'm like, oh, you know, so I got a lot to, you know, I got to figure it all out. Yeah. When's it due? So, you know, so I feel like it's one of those things where I think preparation is a big thing, which is also why I've been spending the last 10 years, you know, helping to coach actors, because it's like, you know, my son got really kind of mentored by John Goodman, which is a really incredible person to be mentored by.
I mean, come on.
And I encourage him. I said, look, talk to him. I said, ask for advice and this thing. And, you know, he's seen his work, and he spent the last 7 years, you know, from 14 to 21 being on the show. And John was like, preparation is that I early, he said, John's like, early in my career, I really wish I would have been more prepared. It turned out fine, but I think I would have got so much more out of the opportunities that were put in front of me had I prepared more. And so this is my challenge. You know, I have a brand new manager I've had the same manager for 30 years. I have somebody new now, which is fantastic. And I'm happy. And my manager did an incredible job to get me this far. Right. But I also turned to the manager, like, hey, I'm going to need a couple days to kind of work on this. You know, like I don't want to, this is a 12 episode opportunity. I don't want to I need to spend the time on this, you know? So if I don't respond or things like that, just give me, I'm hunkering down, you know, I'm doing the work. And I also have paid work that I'm doing that I need to kind of focus on too. So it's just this, so I try as best I can to kind of prepare, you know, and it's hard sometimes these turnarounds are kind of brutal. It's like they're asking me to do 8 to 12 pages the same day or the next day. And so I got to create a human being in 48 hours, you know? So, you know, that's.
Do you ever get asked to improvise in a part?
Sometimes I do. I think with Gemstones, it was like the joy of that was the freedom of, you know, the master shot is going to be scripted. The medium shot is scripted. And then once we get to the close-ups, then it's like David Gordon Green or Jody Hill or Danny will go, hey, why don't you said that? And then we just improv. And then, you know, your job is just to keep a straight face and don't break no matter. Yes. I had a whole, I had peanut butters under my testicles and I let the dog lick it off. Does that make me gay? You know, and so the point is like you have to, and then you're keeping a straight face and you're watching like in the peripheral, the crew all going like this, and then cut happens, and then everybody's bursting out laughing. It's like, and Danny McBride's laugh.
Shut it down.
Danny McBride's laugh is the best laugh and the one you work the hardest for
to get it right.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you want his, and it's when if you get him, it's like it's win. You know. Yeah. So, I didn't realize that the whole job was about who can keep a straight face. It's like that's what I'm getting paid to do. This is like a college prank. Like who can keep a straight face the longest, you know?
Oh my god.
So that's been the joy for the last 6 years of our lives and 4 seasons. So
that's man, what I mean, you got such a great career going on, man.
Yeah. I know we're running short on time here, and we can get a couple questions in.
Far away.
So I know you also had a bit part in Squid Game.
That's weird. I did not.
Oh, you did not? That's on your IMDb.
Somebody used my name in there. And
oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not in it.
Okay. All right.
I'm like, but I'm not taking it off as IMDb because I'm like very popular show.
Right.
My popularity, my star rating just seems like so I'm not gonna change. Yeah. So apparently somebody used my there was one of my students actually did a thing on Squid Games, and I'm wondering
maybe
if they did that instead of I thought they would take credit for their knowing who they are. I thought they would take credit for it, but no, not on Squid Games.
Okay, so, but all right, but you were in Stranger Things.
That is correct.
Hey, hold on, let's give Andy the ding 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 there.
Yeah,
ding, ding, exactly. And when you're wearing a maroon or what I like to call a burgundy colored members only jacket.
Right. Yep.
You sure you don't need that ride?
Right.
My God, there's a dog. Is this your puppy in the van?
Oh man.
This puppy in the van. Oh, he's really cuddly. You'd like that. Come on in. I got some candy in there too.
Oh,
yeah.
So it's one of those things where like, being the creepy dude, it was just the joy of joys. And then what's hilarious is I'm doing 7 episodes of Law and Order Menendez murders with Edie Falco and everybody. And it's an NBC series. And I'm like, this is the biggest recurring network job I have.
Yeah.
And all anybody wants to talk about is the one episode of Stranger Things.
Right.
7 episodes, Dick Wolf series, NBC, big money.
Right.
Everybody's like, hey, about Stranger Things. And I was like, it was just this phenomenon. And my friend Joe Crest plays the dad on there, and Joe's like, yeah, dude, it's the cult phenomenon of that show was just so it's hilarious. I got more attention for one episode of Stranger Things than 7 episodes of a Dick Wolf series.
I mean, you're that episode came in right as they were just blowing up, man.
Yeah.
And so that whole
that was a lot of
timing.
I watched my followers on Instagram just kind of tick, 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 tick. And I was like,
sure.
I guess there's something to this,
Yeah.
Did everybody keep going, I'll get in the van?
Exactly.
Like, no, freak.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So now I want to touch base on your teaching.
Yes.
Now this is all an online course.
Yes. I do live workouts when I'm in town. Like I'm in New York this weekend and I do a live workout here. I also teach at NYU 4 times a year. So in the film school, in terms of self-tapes and on-camera work. So 4 times a year I'll do NYU, where I usually teach wherever I am live. So like I teach live in New Orleans. I taught live when I was in Los Angeles last week for opening of Unit 234. So I'm going to do 2 live classes here in New York coming up, and one tomorrow, as a matter of fact. I teach tomorrow, and then another one the following week, and then off for the weekend. And then I'll try to do a regular class here in New York if I can. So
okay, now if people want to get in on these classes, where do they go?
At oncameraworkouts.com. That's plural, oncameraworkouts.com. And I do classes, and I have online classes just twice a week. I do privates and look at people's self-tapes and help them with their marketing materials and career advice. I do a career blueprint that's been helpful for a lot of actors to kind of like really figure out who they are and what they have to offer the business as opposed to what they want from the business. It's a big, I kind of do like a little switch on that. And then I have a Wednesday day class that focuses mostly on self-tapes. There's a lot of my European students because the daytime works for them overseas.
Right.
And so actors who have self-tapes that are not getting the kind of response that they'd expect, and their response should be about 10%. 1 out of 10 should get some callback, pin, avail, note, booking, something. 1 out of 10 is pretty average. And if they're not getting that kind of response, then I think we have to look closer at those self-tapes just to kind of do. So that's what Wednesday Day is about. And then also we focus on a particular show. This month we're focusing on Your Friends and Neighbors.
Oh, nice.
And last month we did Severance. And the month before that we did, we've done Baby Reindeer. We've done The Bear. I try to do the best, well-received shows because the material is very strong. Yeah. And when the material is good, it brings out the technique of where actors are at. It's a kind of like an X-ray in a way to go, I see where you're at. And so that's the day class. So once we look at self-tapes, then I gave them material that they can shoot and upload, from Your Friends and Neighbors. And then starting next, I had to push everything because my shoot schedule interrupted the middle of my classes. So I pushed Your Friends and Neighbors to the month of June, and I do what's called a core lab. And it's a 3-week comprehensive learning how to break down material. Then the next week is really, so we have the 5 scenes that are from an episode of Your Friends and Neighbors. You'll have the material ahead of time. You'll prepare it, and we'll break it down together. So it's like having 5 auditions on how to break down material, which script analysis is really everything. Right. And then the next week, you're going to pick one of those scenes and you're going to shoot it as a self-tape, focusing on your eye lines, primary and secondary within the frame. And then the last week, you're going to do 2 takes. I want a difference between a take 1 and take 2. And you're going to focus on what I think is the difference between a good self-tape and a great one is how many nouns can you bring to life? We're in scripts, we're talking about a person, we're talking about a place, we're talking about a thing, we're talking about an event. But oftentimes, because film and television is a visual medium, we're not seeing it before we say it. We're saying, Joe was the craziest guy in high school, as opposed to, Joe was the craziest guy in high school. I saw Joe. And that's the difference between just saying it and seeing it. And because, I have a lot of New York actors, theater actors that are trained in some of the best schools, NYU, for example, or, Juilliard and Yale. But they're not trained to visualize as opposed to memorize. They're not trained to kind of tell the story visually. So that's the big thing that I've seen as somebody who's been self-taping for 10 years, before COVID, is, he or she that can bring the nouns to life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I heard this thing, and I've a couple of friends that are very, very starting out in the industry and all that stuff, but they brought something to my attention that lately has been this no wasted dialogue thing. And I don't know if this is a thing, but it's like, if they take the time to film it and to say it, like, it's going to impact the plot of what you're watching.
Right.
So, and it's funny, and because I never paid attention to that until somebody said it to me, and then suddenly it all started to make sense. It's like, oh, that's why they said that 30 minutes ago, right? Yep. And it could be just a quick one-off thing, but it ties into what happens down there or why this person is there, and it's just like, duh, no wasted dialogue. It just
there's no wasted, and it's same thing as in the no wasted narrative either. There's nothing. Yeah. Everything that's on the page is on for a reason. I also do this thing on Monday nights for free called Monday Fun Day. I've been doing it for the last 5 years. Is providing a space for writers to have their work read aloud by actors. And it's free, cool. And to pay what you can if they want to do that. So on Monday nights in Central Time, goes from 7 to 10, 8 to 11 on the East Coast, 5 to 8 on the West. I have we're all scheduled for the month of May because we're going to take off next Monday because of the holiday. But writers submit 15 pages of their feature or 20 pages of a pilot, and we can usually get through 3. Sometimes we get through 4, but usually 3 projects in a 3-hour period. Yeah. And actors are assigned roles when they get there, and actors get to read material ahead of time, build relationships. And what's great about it is from that, it started as a writing assignment for actors that turned into 20 little short films. And now the last feature that we had in just got optioned for $4 million from Dimension Films to shoot in London. Another project that I'm producing that I brought in now has Oscar, Golden Globe, and Emmy winning and nominated actors attached. And we'll be shooting that next year. So, and then I have another backup film right behind that got adapted, something I've been working on for about 10 years. So the idea is that I'm providing a safe place. I moderate. I don't play too many roles in there, and I allow writers to get opportunities to have their work read aloud and heard, and actors to give feedback. And I remind the actors that they don't tell you how to act, so don't tell them how to write.
Right.
but give them, if there's ideas of things to make their project better, what you really gravitate to, so be it. So it's kind of like, because I really feel like this is a very difficult time for a lot of people. We allowed the tech world to come into the creative, world, the content world, and that's a good thing on the financial end, and that's a bad thing on the bottom line end. These are corporations that are for profit and have shareholders that they're beholden to. So things like unions, things like American locations, or taking advantage of overseas labor, helps their bottom line. So I don't, again, being able to create is the thing, but I also feel we're very, very at the mercy of kind of what they do. So I was trying to find a way in which that, why don't we create our own projects together and find ways to finance them independently and together.
Yeah.
Rather than, because there's two forms of empowerment. One is someone of power or authority bestows upon you and gives you power, the networks, the studios, or it's the inherent thing that you find and discover amongst yourselves and amongst the community. So there's two ways of empowering. And I think we're at a time where community-based empowerment is everything, and not just within our industry.
Yeah.
Where we're at right now is it's demanding us to talk to our neighbors. Even though
we need to, just period, worldwide, we just need to be a community. We need to be together and stand strong with each other and back each other up.
That's right. Dave Matthews was I just was at Jazz Fest, and Dave Matthews was there, and he said, music, people look at music as this thing that like, oh, it's it lulls us and it soothes the soul, and he goes, no, music is what connects us human beings. And that's the key thing of like what my mission and purpose is that in storytelling is where we find the commonalities of each other. Those who are trying to sell, again, not to get too political, but those who are allowing America to be for sale, are more interested in talking about how different we are from each other rather than what we have in common with each other. And that's how people gain power, is divide. It's divide and conquer. And the reality is it's exactly how this works. So, and also, of course, you're going to cut the funding for storytelling and the arts, because we're going to hold up a mirror and go, hey, man, this ain't right. I'm going to tell this story about how this is. And the irony of things is that when COVID hit, what did everybody do? They were ravenous for content. They listened to billions of hours of music. They watched so much content that I was like, we got to find. Oh my God, they're burning through hours of shows. It's like, So at the most crucial moment, we're facing this world pandemic, and what do people do? They turn to the storytellers. So I know how powerful we are, and I'm trying to empower as many people as I possibly can. One self-tape at a time, one reading at a time, one job at a time.
Yeah, I know. I blame the pandemic for knowing so much about Tiger King.
Yes.
If the pandemic didn't happen, I would know nothing about it.
Exactly. Although my friend John Cameron Mitchell, who played him in the movie, in the TV show, bought an entire house in New Orleans from the Tiger King.
Because of that.
Oh my God.
He's forever grateful that the Tiger King
is
like he has this incredible place that he provides for artists, this house,
No way.
Yeah. That's totally bought off the Tiger King NBC money.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That's insane. Yep. Okay, now speaking of work and all that, we've got Unit 234.
Yes.
You're with Don Johnson on this. It's an action thriller, a mystery
game. Really good.
Yeah, and I mean, very, very intriguing. I mean, the trailer obviously doesn't tell an inkling of it. But
because there's all these plot twists. It's like you put them in the trailer. It's like, well, then why do I watch the movie? But the good news is the trailer's good. The movie's better.
Right. And but the trailer is still very intriguing, man. And like I said, when I first watched it, I was just like, oh. And
I've read the script many times and I forgot. And I was like, oh, that's great. oh. You know, because other people in the audience were like, oh, and I was like, yeah, I forgot about that. You know?
Hey, did you see that? Yeah.
And I'm turning to the writer. I was like, dude, I forgot about that. That was a good little turn there, you know?
Now, are you the guy in the movie that does that? You're like, hey, did you figure that out already?
Yeah. A little spoiler alert. It's like, wait, watch this. It's about to
by the way, I'm pretty sure it's the grandma.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
and can have some green in the library with the candlestick.
Yes. All right, so let's excuse me. Again, actor James DuMont is with us. His new movie just dropped a little while ago. Unit 234 with Don Johnson. We're gonna roll a clip of it here real quick. You got that ready to go?
I do, sir.
All right, let's go ahead and watch that real quick.
How can I help you?
Roll that view.
A little embarrassing. I picked up the wrong set.
Which unit is it?
234. I have to get into that unit.
Could I please see some ID?
This is starting to piss me off.
I want you to leave.
Piss off Don Johnson.
Where am I?
You're in the storage facility. The man who put you here, his name is Benjamin Salgado. Why are you handcuffed?
I got jumped in the parking lot. The guy set me up.
Do you think you can walk?
There's the guy.
There he is.
Told that if we work hard, play by the rules, that we'll have some semblance of control. But we know that's not true.
We gotta move. He's not alone.
Nobody leaves. You think I survived all these years by being a nice guy?
Come on now!
Rage is a terrible thing to waste.
They're after my friends. Get away from him!
You don't know what's going on here.
You people are going straight to hell.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Boom. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I just
He's going straight to hell, and he don't mind.
And Don Johnson's such I think he's a great character actor. I mean, from when he was younger and I mean totally took over Miami Vice, but then you know, he jumps into Tin Cup. I mean, just so many great different roles. It's just it blows me away. I was like,
and recently, you know, working with working with Tarantino, and like, I mean, like, you know, it's Rebel Ridge. I mean,
right? I mean, dude, it's.
But you know, the thing is, I'll say this: there's a scene in this movie that I think, in my opinion, is the best work that he's done. I've never seen him this intense but vulnerable, ever.
Whoa.
If there's one scene, and you can tell, it always happens sometimes, you know, when you try to get a name to kind of come on a project.
Yeah.
The smart way to do it is show them the one scene that you haven't seen them do before in a movie, and that's how you get them. And I know there's a scene in this movie where I'm 99% sure that Don came on board for that scene.
Wow.
Like that scene that goes, yeah, I've never done anything like that. People haven't seen this kind of side of me, and when I watched it, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Downey Johnson gonna be dropping some.
Now we're talking, you know?
Yeah.
So.
All right. Again, James DuMont, actor extraordinaire. Unit 234 out. It's on video on demand right now. Be streaming soon. It is in theaters still, correct?
It finished in theaters this week, so now it's all on demand, and then after that, it'll be streaming. But it's going to be a little bit before streaming, so I know we're doing on demand right now. So
yeah, it's usually a couple of weeks before they go.
A couple of weeks you can find it, and then I don't know what's. I know there's a couple streamers. I just don't know exactly which one we close with. So
okay,
it'll be happening.
But yeah, hey, all you gotta do is Google it, for God's sakes, and Google up James, find out what else he's been in, which pretty much everything. Now you played Dumbo, right?
What's that?
You played Dumbo in the animated series?
No.
Okay. All right, James. I know you are incredibly busy, and I thank you so much for taking time with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna do it real quick. So that there's a gentleman that lives in the rafters. This is all he lives for every show.
Okay.
It's what we call random questions of insanity. It's a little game we play with all our guests. It's a Rorschach of your psyche.
He's ready.
And, I know you've been doing boxing. You're ready to duck and jab. I think all these questions are we have two base questions we start with. Yeah, limber up. Oh, good Lord. All right. So we always start, and I think these two are perfect for him. So our first base question is, what is the best James Bond film?
Goldfinger.
Yeah. Yes. And again, there's no wrong answer, but that was one of the better ones. Subgenre of this question: who's your favorite Bond?
Wow, who's my favorite Bond?
It's hard, I know, because there's been a lot of good ones.
I love me some Sean Connery.
Yeah,
Roger Moore is great. I just love me.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you. A lot of people are like,
I feel bad because it's like my publicist handles the first James Bond. I'm like, I know that was a while ago, but I mean, yeah, Sean. I just love me some Sean.
Yeah, great.
And Daniel Craig is like just
dude. Yeah, no, amazing. All right, so now you have a magic kitchen. Okay, magic kitchen. Whatever you want is in there. What is James's favorite sandwich, and what all is on it?
Ooh.
And you're an East Coaster, so I'm expecting some kind of a sub or hoagie.
Yeah, favorite sandwich. I mean, man, there's nothing better than a good lobster roll. Like it's
you're going East Coast.
Yeah. When you do it right, and it's not rubbery or frozen, but it's like the bread is soaked in butter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you just bite into and it's not rubbery, it's just fresh.
Yeah.
Is there a place that does it right that you know of?
There's some good places in Boston that I know. Like Luke's does a really good, that's a chain of ones, but like Luke's Lobster does a really good. There used to be a great place called Anthony's Pier 4, which is in Boston. When I went to school, my dad would come visit, and you pick out your lobster for dinner. Like it's in the
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, we'll take this out.
Not me, please.
Like clip off the thing. And they're like, we're going to cook them for you. And so that used to be my favorite place. I'm also a big oyster. Well, we didn't get other food. I'm a foodie guy, so oysters is my other kind of jam. Like New Orleans does this grilled oysters that are like charbroiled oysters.
Oh yeah.
Like to die for, nothing better. I mean, I love me some raw oysters for sure.
Yeah.
Union Oyster House, another one in Boston. There's another great place in New Orleans that I go, for oysters. So it's all good. So I don't go to Acme. I go to the other across the street.
So more of a dive joint because those are the real places.
Correct.
It's like the best Mexican restaurant.
It's called Felix. It's called Felix's. It's right across the street. It's on Bourbon and it's Bourbon in New Orleans, but it's like it's kitty corner. There's like a whole line for Acme because everybody's supposed to know to Gak, but like Felix is right across the street.
Right.
Like the locals go to Felix, the tourists go to Acme. So
Yep. All right. Okay. So nope. Excellent answers all again, sir. Now, Andrew, go ahead and hit him with one.
Your favorite toy to play with as a child?
Wow. Favorite toy to play with as a child. This is going to surprise you because it wouldn't be considered a toy, but at the time it was for me. Records and a turntable.
Okay.
Oh, no,
No?
you're talking to music nerds here. So
When I was 5, my dad had a great collection of jazz albums, and so Thelonious Monk and George Shearing and Ella Fitzgerald singing Cole Porter. I mean, like it was just like So, but even those days, it's like that was 1970. So it's like, but the toy for me was a turntable with records and the sound, that crackling sound, and there's just nothing. And I've been a DJ since I was 10. So it's like, that's a whole other story of like pulling records for, Larry Levan at the last summer of Studio 54. I was there.
What?
Limelight, Radio, Danceteria, The World, Save the Robot, King Tut, Wawa Hut. I was a DJ since I was 10 years old. I DJ'd my 5th grade dance at school. But that was like, that was 75? No.
Oh my God.
It was like it was the summer. It was like, it was Star Wars was 77.
Yeah.
Right.
I graduated from like 8th grade on 78, 79. I was like, it was all disco was the thing.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Disco DuMont was my nickname. So it's like, So the toy for me was always, and so the toy was the records, man. There's just, I still have like 300, vinyl that I collect. I still have my collection. Like I clean it.
Do you read all the liner notes and all the who produced what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes in there, I think I'm a little, not so much the liner notes so much as I can tell you some good B-side stuff that people wouldn't think about that I played. It. Things like, who is this? I was like, that's on the other side. It's on the other side of the song, So, and then for me, it's like it's the grooves on that record are like everything where the beats are and the breaks are, and there's just something like just mesmerizing and magical about it. I actually had a conversation with Questlove about it recently because
my gosh,
no way.
Yeah, I was in LA and it was the 50th anniversary. They were doing the 50 years of music thing that he produced and directed, the documentary for Lorne Michaels and Saturday Night Live. And I came right up there and I knew he was a DJ. And I was like, look, I learned how to, music from the Warehouse. Larry Levan was the DJ at the Warehouse. That's where house music started. He's like, what? Yeah. And it just kind of blew his mind. And I was like, the Larry Levan? I said, yeah. And Frankie Knuckles and Jellybean Benitez. And then we just like, and then he was like, and then I said, I'm Chad on the right. Says, Chad, oh my God. Like, so it was just, we were just like a couple of, like, we were just DJ, like you're talking about music nerds, like there's the DJ nerds of like, we know. And,
I was going to put this up because every time we start getting nerdy, we have to make
Nerd Alert is good. So,
No,
so that's not really a toy. I don't think anybody says, but for me,
that's our toys.
No, it's we had the blue and red albums from the Beatles on vinyl, and those were like something about what you said, the crackle, and then the Love Me Do starting for that first track on that first. It's just
there's just nothing like it, and that's that softness of sound on an LP.
Oh yeah,
none of the tinny kind of, since they become MP3s. There's just none of that. It's
no
a softness to it. Yeah, it's a
yeah.
All right. Okay.
Great answer.
No, yes, that was. You're now our new best friend, by the way.
Exactly.
Okay. Real quickly, Mary Poppins or Uncle Buck?
Mary Poppins or Uncle Buck? That's a tough one.
You're from Chicago.
I know. I gotta go. I gotta go Uncle Buck. Also, too, because I was trying to want to make a remake of Uncle Buck.
Oh, really?
Oh, my!
It was one of those spoiler ideas that I was thinking about.
Dude.
Yeah.
That gets the DJ because
that was a good one. Yeah. But but Mary Poppins was great. But Uncle Buck was fun. And also,
if you were going to have somebody babysit you, was it Mary Poppins or?
And what's hilarious is, I make the joke of like my family or people like Uncle. I have 48 nieces and nephews, so I'm Uncle James to like a lot of people.
Yeah.
And Uncle James comes up with down the street. Yeah, Uncle James comes up with very non-traditional gifts and offers of things. So there is I kind of gravitate towards Uncle Buck because Uncle Buck is the unexpected,
Right. So you're giving all the kids the
yeah, I'm like, hey,
the beer stein with the naked ladies.
Yeah, this is called fentanyl, kids. Okay, so it's a little bit. It's a little bit in your. This is rock. This is called rock candy.
Right.
Yeah. Put it in their mouths, and it's like pop rocks. It's called pop rocks.
Oh yes. All right, Andy.
Okay, the DeLorean's a real thing. It works. You have a time machine. You can go back and steal any role from any actor. What role do you steal?
Any role from any actor. What role do I steal? Wow, that's a good question.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I kind of, because he was just so.
Andy's over here.
I'm going to go a little more recent.
Okay.
But what Ray Liotta did in Goodfellas.
Oh,
man.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah. No.
I was on the. I would have said Al Pacino in The Godfather because that's like right there.
Yeah.
But you're not going to steal my.
But I thought Ray Liotta had even more than that, to be honest.
Yeah.
To just kind of carry the whole, No,
that was like the new Godfather. That whole movie.
Yep.
And he nailed that thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can do. That's why
Karen, put the gun down, Karen. Karen, put the gun down.
What are you doing? What
are you doing? Go get your shine box, Tommy. I don't shine blue shoes no more. I don't do yeah. All my friends, we always goes, go get your shine box, Tommy. Hey.
hey.
Oh, he used to shine like Miz, yeah. I unfortunately know that movie way too well. And also I was called back for Spider against Michael Imperelli because I was doing Tony and Tina's wedding at the time, and I had hair, and I got called back for that, and it went to Michael. It's like, but it's like that's the only one where I felt like that. I feel I really wish I would have got that, but he was so amazing. So, yeah. I'm an Irish French dude. Right? He's really, really Italian. He's got an I at the end of his name. He's
right.
He's an Eni. He's like, he's real Italian.
Yeah.
So, I'm like Ray Liotta. I'm the friend of Italians. I'm the friend of the Gemstones. I'm not a Gemstone.
Associated with the crew.
I'm associate. Yeah, exactly. I can't be made. Yeah.
Number one bucket list item.
Bucket list item.
Number one bucket list item.
Travel or just activity or anything?
Whatever. Something that you haven't done that you want to do or eat or whatever.
My wife and I are talking about that. It's like we've been looking at Ramses' tomb in Egypt for forever and ever and ever. And there's just something about going to Egypt and seeing it up close and then going in the tombs and there's just something
all the history over there for
all that. Yeah. Because when I grew up, there was they were touring King Tut stuff around. That was big when they were touring. They brought off all this stuff, and we stood in line for hours to get tickets. We went a couple of times. My mom had collectible King Tut jewelry stuff. That was a thing. So that kind of planted the seed in my head. My wife and I are trying to figure out what bucket list stuff that we kind of want to do, even though it's such a weird, creepy thing to say.
You're gonna have time anyway.
Well, my mom's 85 and she's talking bucket list. I'm like, you're 85.
Yeah. Your bucket list is making it to the bathroom.
Your bucket list is you get up tomorrow.
Right.
You wake up without having to go to the doctor. It's she's retired and her full-time job is her health. And I was like, the bucket list for you is you get up tomorrow and you don't have to go see a doctor. That's
right.
You get up out of bed, make it down.
Winning.
Yeah.
Hey, now, all right. Just curious. How old are you?
Me?
Yeah.
It's a public record, unfortunately. I'm about to be 60. So,
so we're the same age.
Yeah.
Me and you are the same. Okay.
Yeah, and we go to the same barber I see when you take that baseball hat off.
That's why
we both get the same. We get
That's why it has the natural
ribs. Cut that thing and then a little off the top.
How much brighter it got in here once I took the hat off.
Exactly.
All right, Andy, once you hit him with one more, I know he's got to get going. So
there you go.
Your food is bad at a restaurant. Do you say anything?
Oh, absolutely.
You stupid.
No, yeah, it's rare.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really got to be bad in order
Right.
to do that. You know.
Yeah.
It's got to be because I don't want to be a rude person, but I did it recently. There was something that like mom ordered, and like she looked at it and she was like, "No," and then they put it in front of me, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm not eating."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm not eating for the same reasons my mom's not eating. It's like she wanted tuna, but she didn't want the head.
Right.
There and then the head of the tuna. Like, I get it. People like that kind of authenticness. I was like, no, we're good.
Yeah.
But it was hilarious that she put it in front of me, thinking like, I'm not taking it off the tab.
Yeah.
You know? Well,
Like,
she's not eating it, and I'm not eating it, so somebody's gonna have to eat this because
right.
And then when the bill came, she didn't take it off, and I was like,
oh,
I think you need to take this off.
You
Like,
missed something. Just letting you
nice
know.
try.
That'll be reflected in the gratuity.
No, exactly. We all can try.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Hey, you can't blame him. All right, man. Listen, James, thank you. We got to have you back, dude.
Yeah, we
Please.
got lots more to talk about.
We got so
we
much.
can turn on music all the time.
Oh, dude, yeah, we're gonna full on geek out on music. But I know, again, very busy schedule. Thank you very much for taking time with us, buddy. And if you can, just hang out in the green room for a minute. I'd love to talk to you for just a few minutes.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, so
15 minutes. Other than that, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay.
Unit 234, it's out. It's on
VOD.
Video on demand. Be streaming soon. Go find it. Watch all his other stuff. James DuMont, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much again, sir, for being a part of the show. We will see you again soon, my friend. And as we escort him off, we so again don't have enough time.
the coolest guy. The coolest guy.
Right? Okay. Let's I know we got to get going too.
No, we got to run.
But okay, so now next week we are not here.
We're not here.
Off. But the
week after
we have.
You see it?
No.
There
he is. There he is. Barry Walton, director, writer, actor. He's got his book out. Oh my gosh, where'd I put his book? Anyway, we're going to be talking with him. He's just a truly great guy. I talked to him, intended to talk to him for 5 minutes. Me and him, it was like this show. We had so much to talk about. It was an hour long. And Andy's going back to the Chips Kids. Just to rub it in. So yes, we will be off next week, but we will be back the following week with Mr. Barry Walton. Again, want to thank James DuMont for taking time out of his schedule to be with us. Go find him, Google the name, find him on IMDb, watch these movies. And Andy's having a moment with the chips. And I'm going back to my tasty sticks.
Oh yeah, eat your little Crispies.
My Cuba crackers. Yeah. Oh, now they're falling all over the place. So again, thank you to Mrs. A's, all the people that helped make this show put together. We appreciate you. Like, follow, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a neighbor. In the meantime, we're going to be taking off. So y'all be good to each other. We love you. And God loves you. So take care. Be good to each other. We're all we got out there, kids. And we got to back each other up. You know what I'm saying? I think you do. So, where's he? There it is. Peace.